Greetings, adventurers, and welcome back to Abnormal Voyages. My name is David, and today we find ourselves in Flatwoods, West Virginia. We're here to hunt down stories of the green monster, more commonly known as the Flatwoods Monster. Tag along as we explore this cryptid tale.
We're going to a place that you've never heard of before. It's Abnormal Voyages. You're gonna learn something new. We're gonna open new doors. It's Abnormal Voyages.
The Flatwoods Monster is both a cryptid and an alien at the same time. It visited West Virginia in 1952, and nothing's been the same since.
The Flatwoods Monster has left such a mark on this town. There's actually 5 huge chairs, just like this one here, all displaying the monster, scattered throughout the town. So you know we gotta find them all.
Looking at these pieces of art, you get a really good idea of what exactly the Flatwoods Monster supposedly looks like. The incident involving the Flatwoods Monster happened on September 12, 1952. 2 brothers, Edward and Fred May, were playing outside with their friend Tommy Heyer. At around 7 o'clock, they saw a bright object flash across the sky and land somewhere nearby on a local farm. The brothers quickly ran to get their mother, Kathleen May. On their way, they were joined by 2 more local boys, their dog, and a West Virginia National Guard member. As they looked around, they were suddenly confronted with a 10-foot-tall figure that had a round, blood-red face, a large pointed hood, glowing eyes, and a dark green body.
Now that we've rounded up all the Flatwood Monster chairs, let's head over to the Flatwood Monster Museum to learn a little bit more. We are now in Sutton, which is just next to Flatwoods, here in the heart of Braxton County, and this is what we came for, the Flatwoods Monster Museum.
This museum is the center of everything related to the Flatwoods Monster. Sometimes, the Flatwoods Monster is also known as the Braxton County Monster, the Phantom of Flatwoods, or my favorite nickname for it, Braxy. Though it's been about 70 years since Braxy has been seen around here, it doesn't stop the people from keeping the spirit alive. Now, when our group of eyewitnesses encountered the Flatwoods Monster, they were of course shocked, and as the monster saw them, it began to approach them, and they all screamed and ran terrified away from the spot. Even the dog came charging down the hill with his tail between his legs. Whatever they had just seen, they knew it was not of this earth. Now, though this small group was the only reported eyewitnesses at the time, several people had seen the bright flash through the sky, and the local sheriff's department was actually out investigating reports of possibly a crashed aircraft in that same area. Once word had gotten out that evening about what the group had seen, people went to investigate the next day, and though they didn't see any creatures or downed aircraft, in the nearby field, they did discover skid marks and what has been reported as an odd gummy deposit, which some people claim is evidence of a saucer landing. Several decades later, in the year 2000, Joe Nickel of the Committee for Skeptical Inquiry decided to investigate again, and he claimed that what caused the flash was likely a meteor, as it had been reported in other states around the time that they'd seen something as well like that, and instead of an actual creature, what the group had seen was merely an owl, and then some odd shadowing behind it. Of course, true believers are super skeptical of this explanation, and know that it had to be something from another planet. Whether or not Braxy was simply an owl and a product of imagination, or a visitor from the stars, is something that will probably forever be debated. But it doesn't stop the local people from really leaning into the Flatwoods monster. We've already seen the handmade chairs that are put out as tourist attractions in Flatwoods, and this museum, which has countless other examples of things made in the imagery of the Flatwoods monster. But every year, they even hold a Flatwoods Monster Festival, right around the same time that the visitation happened back in 1952. It's a great chance for everybody to come together to this desolate area of West Virginia and celebrate a little bit of the unknown. There's certainly something captivating and special about the Flatwoods monster. Even though Braxy was only seen in 1952, the legend continued to grow and has now managed to make its way into pop culture even. If you happen to research cryptids or legends, the Flatwoods monster is right up there with Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, and Mothman. Braxy has appeared in numerous books and TV specials, and has even managed to make its way into popular video game franchise Fallout. In Fallout 76, the Flatwoods monster is one of the many creatures you can run across. Now personally, I think the fact that Braxy hasn't been seen since that incident actually adds a lot of credibility to the possibility of it being true. Unlike cryptids such as Bigfoot, the question never comes up of, well, if it's really out there, how come nobody's seen it? In this case, the answer to that is that it's back up in space, so it makes sense that nobody would have seen it since then. But either way, be it a hoax or an actual visitor, the Flatwoods monster has certainly crossed over to become a legend. This small town has protected the spark that has now grown into a huge fire that only continues to burn brighter as the years go by. The number of people who know about the Flatwoods monster grows each and every day. That actually includes you now, if this is the first time that you're hearing about it. So who knows? Maybe someday Braxy will decide to come back, and if so, they're gonna find a huge museum and tons of people all ready to give Braxy a true hero's welcome. But until then, I think I'm satisfied and very grateful for just the wonderful stories and thoughts and imagination that this creature has sparked. It's another great reminder that no matter how much we think we might know, the entire world is filled with tons of things that can only be classified as abnormal.
This has certainly given us a lot to think about. And who knows, maybe the Flatwoods monster is still out there. Well, my name is David, and this has been Abnormal Voyages. Thanks for tagging along. We'll see you in the next one.